Now, as you all know, 2023 has been a very difficult year, not just for Disney, but also for Lucasfilm and Marvel Studios and everything happening with Kathleen Kennedy and Kevin Feige. There's been an ongoing situation between Bob Iger and the Disney Board of Directors. We know that there are some board of directors out there that really disagree with Bob Iger's approach to the cost containment plan. We know that Pirates of the Caribbean, getting that full-fledged reboot, not just being a singular movie, but opening a gateway to becoming essentially a massive franchise, a cinematic universe, if you will, both for theaters and Disney+. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. And let's get into exactly what's going on with Kathleen Kennedy. Now, we know that there's a lot of things happening with Lucasfilm. You guys may or may not have heard about the news just yesterday. The Lando Calrissian series is now turning into an actual Star Wars movie, which, to be honest, guys, I think is a big downer. I think is very underwhelming, and I don't know any people that I know that has any kind of interest in that, but that's just my opinion and take on that. However, say what you will about Ahsoka, there's a lot of on and off moments in this series, but what Kathleen Kennedy had to say truly is living proof that she has completely lost her mind about her view of the fandom, about her view of George Lucas, and what she is about to do with the Star Wars franchise. And might I add, the idea of Lando becoming a movie was all a Kathleen Kennedy idea. Let's discuss. Now, specifically, alright, Kathleen Kennedy had a number of things to say about the fandom, and it's not really good. So with Disney and Lucasfilm attempting to course-correct Star Wars with many of their upcoming shows and films, one major development has to do with Kathleen Kennedy and what she recently had to deliver to the entire fan base. When we were going into the acolyte, she says, we knew that the right thing to do was to evolve Star Wars, was to rid of George Lucas's philosophy, to embrace a new one. You see, the original fans are getting older, and we have to come to the realization that this generation won't be around forever. We are looking into the long term and how we can rewrite George's material to attract new fans of what may be viewed as obsolete during these times. I think that's the struggle that we deal with today and every single year, is that the new fans want nothing to do with the Skywalkers or the original trilogy characters. It's something that we believe should be disregarded anyway, which is why we are proud for Ahsoka and Dave Filoni's upcoming Star Wars movie, and how that will be a retelling of Heir to the Empire and the Throne trilogy books. You don't need Luke, Han, or Leia anymore. What's done is done. It was time to go and move on. The Skywalkers are irrelevant. It's a very large galaxy to offer, and we are opening a gateway to other galaxies to break the rules and change the system of Star Wars so that we don't have to stay true to George's vision anymore all the time. So guys, let me just stop here for a second before I get to the next thing that she delivers. She is openly admitting the reasoning of exploring multiple galaxies is to break the rules of Star Wars and to break the system. Now look, in Legends, I'm fully aware that there is another galaxy. That's exactly why there's a thing called the Yuzong Vong, but we gotta remember that the Yuzong Vong came to the existing Star Wars galaxy. We did not abandon the galaxy that we all know and love. So basically what Kathleen Kennedy is saying, and what they are doing in Ahsoka as it is that they're going to a new galaxy, abandoning the current one, and that's primarily being set up to break the rules of George Lucas's Star Wars and to abandon the destination of the original movies, the prequel movies, and everything that you know and love about George. Now, here's the deal breaker, is that Kathleen Kennedy says that the older fans, the original trilogy fans, are getting older and that they're not going to be around for a long time or forever. And in her mind, that's a way of justifying to embrace new fans. And in order to catch the interest of new fans is to create something new. She believes that new fans have zero interest in the Skywalkers, zero interest in the original trilogy characters, and to be quite honest, guys, I mean, a lot of people in my social circle were not Star Wars fans, and they were first introduced to it with The Force Awakens. Even they did not like the sequel trilogy, and I'm not lying about this. Even they did not like the sequels, and it actually allowed them to go back to the originals and check those movies out. And they actually really loved those movies, and they began to see exactly what the sequels were really all about. It was really all about riffing off of the original trilogy format. So looking at all of this, the fact that Kathleen Kennedy is going to extra lengths of disregarding and rewriting the Heir to the Empire story, the Thrawn trilogy books, basically swapping Luke Skywalker out of the picture, this is where she goes on to elaborate further. Now, embracing multiple galaxies gives us the freedom to do whatever we want with this brand, and it's so refreshing to pursue. We are aware that Timothy Zahn's books centered on Luke, Han, and Leia, and all these twists and turns in them. For Dave's movie, we are cherry-picking from that and making Ahsoka the new Luke, essentially. We felt that was a great way to adopt an original story while embracing the new at the same time. We are excited to showcase what's the last 3 episodes and what they have to offer. Dave has really been enjoying this retelling and our vision for creating new fans, and we couldn't be any happier. We have some exciting updates to share about Lando as well soon. Now, what Kathleen Kennedy said about Lando most likely is working in relation to what Variety, Deadline, etc. have talked about that Lando movie in the works right now by Donald Glover, which still very underwhelming. Who wants to see a Lando Calrissian movie? Not me. I don't know about you guys, but not me. Let alone, I didn't even want to see a series. You know, if you want to throw Lando into maybe a Han Solo show at most, and even that, I'm not even quite sure if I would be excited about that. That's just me, though. And about Ahsoka, alright, the fact that they're using Ahsoka in the series and in the Dave Filoni movie to swap out Luke as the new character of Heir to the Empire and the start of a new war, a retelling of Timothy Zahn's books, that's where I have the problem. That's my main issue with Kathleen Kennedy, is that everything seemingly is a replacement of Luke Skywalker. They're doing the same exact thing, by the way, with Rey's New Jedi Order. You know, she successfully is going to build a new Jedi Order that does not get tarnished and destroyed. In the sequel trilogy, you know, a lot of fans came to the realization that Luke did build a new Jedi Order, but it was very short-lived. It did not last a long time at all. His own nephew destroyed it, burnt it down to the ground. Luke became a hermit, and that's that. Rey is basically the replacement of what was succeeded in Star Wars Legends, where Luke was the one that succeeded with the new Jedi Order. Everything is like a swap when it comes to Kathleen Kennedy and everything revolving around Luke. That's my main issue. The other issue is this, is how she feels that the Skywalkers are irrelevant. I say that they're very relevant. You know, they are the main focus of the story. They don't have to be in every show or every movie, let's be clear. But we cannot deny that the success of Star Wars came from those characters. So anyway, guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.